This is called The Golden State. I am a liar. The assignment from the glossy lifestyle magazine where I work was to go have a romantic weekend at the coast. When I asked for specifics, my editor said, just really live the California lifestyle. Before we even left, I had my doubts. First of all, I'm about 20 pounds too heavy to live the California lifestyle. Second of all, I have twin one-year-olds who, if they have done nothing else in their short lives, have succeeded mightily in putting an end to romantic weekends. Also, I drive a minivan. But I'm a journalist, and it is therefore my duty to take on the really difficult stories, the ones no one else can tell. New spa opening in Napa, I'm on it. 20 old school beach towns you'll love, I will ferret that shit out. Somewhere between my real life and the magazine fantasy lurked the California lifestyle, and I figured, it would be easy enough to get a glimpse. Romance was a relative notion, and for us it meant a free trip to the coast, the sippy cups on the stereo, and a minivan stocked with enough pirate's booty to lull our children into a puffed corn daze. So off we went. I wrote the article, and it came out dressed up with lustrous photographs of organic goats and lovely inns and a spectacular northern coast, so beautiful it buzzes. But here's the stuff I left out. The drive up, the one through wine country where we were supposedly stopping at adorable gourmet markets to put together a picnic we would then eat on the lawn of one of the many wineries where we were tasting Pinots and Chardonnays, took 9 hours instead of 4. We stopped 3 times. Once, an In-N-Out burger, accounting for the most pleasant 30 minutes of the trip. Then, at a farm stand where we bought apple juice. And finally, at the beach to let our nearly hysterical toddlers run around and eat sand. Except for those moments when we were sharing fries and the twins were asleep, and it seemed, however briefly, as if we were quite possibly the kind of glowing, grinning young couple we were supposed to be, the ones who are often pictured in magazine with their heads thrown back in laughter or tangled in a mess of crisp white sheets. It pretty much sucked. My husband and I had an 8-hour version of that fight where I interpret his silence for seething hostility and he interprets me as crazy. Our children, when they were awake, bitched us out in a language of their own invention, an impressively expressive gibberish that sounded exactly like tiny, pissed-off aliens. Luckily, we were in cow country, and they have short attention spans, so their tirades were broken by sudden and eager mooing. We passed winery after winery with longing stares. I would jot quick notes. We picnicked near the pond, brilliant green vineyards stretching into the golden hills of California that would make it verbatim into my article. We were about 20 miles away from our destination, a ridiculously picturesque Victorian village perched on a seaside bluff, when the RV 6 cars in front of us burst into flames. You might assume this was another setback, but that's only because you have never actually seen an RV burst spontaneously into a great orange fireball right in front of you, shocking you instantly out of your Nina Totenberg stupor. First, the flames shot from the windows and the outside remained intact, but within seconds its National Park bumper stickers were blackening and lifting, floating into the air like besmirched bumper sticker angels. Then the whole thing went, complete with a satisfying kaboom. Flames roiled and licked at the oak trees. It was awesome. Once it became clear that no one had been hurt, the driver of the doomed vehicle sat glumly on the shoulder drinking a Budweiser of perplexing origins. We set the bag of pirate's booty between us and watched the spectacle as if it were a movie, our own wine country picnic. Alas, all good things must come to an end. Nap time, sexual passion, and flaming recreational vehicles. The volunteer fire department arrived, and we got directions from the toothless trucker behind us on how to reach the coast via an alternate route. We found the side road, a lumpy, narrow track that led us through the redwoods, not the picturesque ones dotted with vineyards and gourmet groceries, but the ones where people held onto their broken cars for a very long time and plastered their tall and imposing gates with private property signs and pictures of snarling dogs. The weeds by the side of the road glittered with broken glass. For the first time since we stopped plying them with snack food, our twins stared quietly out the window, hushed perhaps by the golden light filtered through the canopy of redwood trees. And then my husband reached across the bank of cup holders that divides the minivan's front seats and took my hand, dusty with cheese powder, in his. It was, I think, the most deliciously romantic moment of the weekend, our 3-minute version of the good life. Someone should have captured it on film. Thanks.